Is this even the same man who played Jack Sparrow? Johnny Depp's latest public appearance has fans questioning everything. Gone is the scruffy pirate swagger, replaced with a sharp silver fox look, piercing blue eyes, and a jawline that seems too perfect for 61. His body? Lean. His face? Almost ageless. The man who once weighed over 230 pounds now walks red carpets at 130, looking like a completely different person. But this transformation isn't just physical. It's psychological, emotional, and some say surgical. After years of scandals, heartbreak, betrayal, and silence, Johnny Depp is stepping back into the spotlight, and the world isn't ready for it. What really happened during his disappearance from Hollywood? Did he go under the knife? Is this just a clever PR move? Or did Depp truly rebuild himself from the ashes? Let's dive deep into the transformation of a man who refused to disappear. The whispers started when photos emerged from the set of his new film, Daydrinker. But things exploded when Johnny walked into a Hollywood event looking like a totally different person. Sleek salt and pepper hair, a full refined gray beard, slim suit, new eyes, literally. Gone was the chaotic rocker energy. In its place, quiet elegance, confidence, maturity. The internet freaked out. I didn't recognize him until I saw the caption. One fan tweeted. Another called him the most interesting man in the world, recast. Even critics, usually quick to pounce, were stunned silent. How did Johnny Depp go from the swashbuckling Jack Sparrow to a polished, enigmatic figure who could headline a GQ cover in his 60s? The answer isn't just a stylist's touch or a designer suit, because behind this drastic shift is something far deeper and far more intense. When the photos dropped, the first thing fans noticed wasn't the suit or the hair. It was the body. Johnny Depp didn't just lose weight. He lost 100 pounds. From a burly 230 pounds during his darker years, he's now a sleek 130. But this wasn't some crash diet or quick fix. Insiders close to Depp revealed that his transformation began quietly, long before the headlines caught on. He cut out alcohol, processed foods, sugar, basically everything he once indulged in. Instead, he adopted a strict plant-forward diet with lean proteins and whole grains. No more junk, no more soda, no more late-night benders. But it didn't stop there. His daily routine included yoga, swimming, cycling, resistance training, and even Pilates. A far cry from the rock star lifestyle he once embodied. Every morning started with a walk. Every night ended with meditation. This wasn't just about looking good for the camera. It was about survival. It was about control. Johnny's body had taken a hit during the years of court battles and public shame. He knew that if he was going to come back, really come back, he had to start with himself. But not everyone's convinced this glow-up was completely natural. As the internet does, speculation spread fast. How did Johnny's hair suddenly look thicker? Why does his jawline appear sharper, his cheeks smoother? And what's with the icy blue contact lenses? Was that to distract from something else? Some fans believe Depp had a hair transplant, pointing out a cleaner, more defined hairline in recent photos. Others think fillers and Botox were involved, especially given the lack of deep wrinkles most men his age have. There's even been talk of fat transfers, chin sculpting, and skin resurfacing. But here's the thing. Johnny hasn't confirmed any of it. The only procedure he's admitted to, a full dental transformation. After years of wear, discoloration, and damage, Depp opted for veneers and crowns. His new smile became a focal point in recent photos, catching attention even among the flashiest celebrity faces. And while that might not seem like a big deal, in Hollywood, a great smile is a powerful tool. One expert even noted, Your teeth are the difference between washed-up actor and leading man comeback. Still, the silence on other rumored procedures only adds to the mystery. Depp's never been one to play by Hollywood's rules, and his refusal to confirm or deny anything keeps fans guessing and talking. But behind the speculation and aesthetic overhaul, something else was brewing, something much darker and far more personal than Botox. Because while his face was changing, so was his world. Johnny Depp's transformation wasn't just about shedding pounds. It was about shedding pain, and that pain ran deep. During interviews after the trial, Depp spoke about something far more devastating than losing movie roles or public favor. He opened up about betrayal from people he once considered family, people who attended his children's birthday parties, people who toasted with him in private but vanished the moment his reputation came under fire. He called it death by confetti. On the outside, it looked like celebration, but inside, it was a slow, silent implosion. Hollywood's loyalty, he discovered, was thinner than the scripts he used to reject. "I've been surrounded by fakes who abandoned me," he said. "The second the storm came, they all disappeared, but a few stayed." Dior was one of the first brands to publicly support him, refusing to drop him even when it was controversial. Those who stuck by him during the storm became his anchor, his lighthouse. In private, Depp admitted he was a sucker for love. Not just romantic love, but love in people. He said he'd often fall for their stories, try to help, try to fix, and in doing so, open himself up to being broken. These reflections weren't just offhand comments. They were signs of a man grappling with survival, reevaluating every bond, every choice. And at the center of that collapse was a name that had haunted him for nearly a decade. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's relationship began like any Hollywood fairy tale and ended in a real-life courtroom drama that captivated the world. They met on the set of The Rum Diary, fell in love, and married in 2015. But just a year later, the fairy tale cracked. Heard filed for divorce in May 2016, citing irreconcilable differences and filing a temporary restraining order, accusing Depp of physical and verbal abuse. Depp denied the claims, saying they were an attempt to gain leverage and money. They settled quietly for $7 million, and Heard pledged to donate the entire amount, though later investigations suggested that promise was never fully fulfilled. Most thought the scandal was over, but it was only just beginning. In December 2018, Heard wrote the Washington Post op-ed, claiming to be a victim of domestic abuse. She never named Depp, but the implication was loud enough to echo through every studio in Hollywood. Depp responded with a $50 million defamation lawsuit. Heard countersued for $100 million. What followed was one of the most public legal battles in celebrity history, a televised courtroom saga that blurred the lines between justice and spectacle. He lost a previous libel case in the UK against The Sun, which had labeled him a wife-beater. That ruling led to his removal from major franchises like Fantastic Beasts. The industry distanced itself from him. He became toxic, radioactive. But in the U.S. trial, the tide turned. The jury awarded Depp $10 million in compensatory damages, ruling that Heard's statements were indeed defamatory. She received $2 million in return, making it a legal but moral victory for Depp. And yet, the damage had already been done. He'd lost roles, millions of dollars, and years of his career. But what no one saw was how he quietly used that time to rebuild. When the trial ended, Johnny Depp didn't rush to reclaim the spotlight. He disappeared. No red carpets, no press tours, no Instagram selfies, just silence. Friends say he retreated to Europe. He painted, He played guitar. He walked for hours alone. He let his body and soul unravel. And then, slowly, he began putting the pieces back together. This was when the real transformation began. Not for the cameras, but for himself. Depp stopped drinking. He cut sugar. He followed an intermittent fasting protocol. He began morning yoga and nighttime journaling. He went to therapy. He swam in the ocean. He started fasting not just from food, but from chaos. He let the world spin without him, and for the first time in years he felt peace. But this wasn't just a mental retreat. The physical shift was equally intense. Every pound he lost was a symbol of stress he shed. Every rep in the gym was a moment of reclaiming control. And when he finally reemerged, grayer, leaner, more focused, people didn't just see a man returning to Hollywood. They saw a man resurrected. But he wasn't done yet. His next move would shock everyone. Johnny Depp doesn't like the word comeback. He says he never left. But after nearly a decade of courtroom chaos, betrayal, lost roles, and media attacks, he knew if he was going to return, it couldn't be as the same man. It had to be as someone reborn. And that's exactly what happened. His first move came quietly, a role in the French drama Jean du Barry, playing King Louis XV. The film opened the 2023 Cannes Film Festival. And while critics debated the film, everyone agreed on one thing. Depp was back. Then came Modi, a film he directed and produced, which premiered to strong buzz in Europe. It was his first directorial outing in over 2 decades. But it was Daydrinker, his upcoming Hollywood studio film, that changed everything. Photos from the set leaked online. Depp standing by a yacht's bar, wearing a tailored blue suit, full gray beard, cool confidence oozing from every angle. His piercing blue contacts popped against the silver tones of his new look. The internet exploded. This wasn't a return, it was a reinvention. Daydrinker is his first major U.S. studio film since being dropped from Fantastic Beasts in 2020. And this time, he's not returning as a quirky pirate or cartoonish villain. He's playing a layered, stylish anti-hero. Mature, mysterious, magnetic. The role pairs him again with Penelope Cruz, marking their 4th on-screen reunion. Fans are calling it the chemistry comeback of the decade. And even executives can't hide their excitement. Lionsgate Motion Picture Group's chairman said, "There's no better filmmaker, no better cast. Depp is perfectly placed for this moment." But Johnny still shrugs at the word comeback. In a recent interview, he said, "Comeback? I never went anywhere. I just stopped shouting." He's also been tapped to play Satan in Carnival at the End of Days. And here's the real bombshell. There are whispers that Disney might be courting him again for Pirates of the Caribbean 6. It's all speculation, but speculation that's keeping the internet on fire. The new Johnny Depp isn't just clean-shaven and suit-wearing. He's sharper, colder, more controlled. Gone is the boyish energy. What's replaced it is a kind of refined danger, a calm intensity. A man who's been to war with the world and survived. Fans now call him the Silver Fox of cinema. He's become a global ambassador for Dior Sauvage in a record-breaking deal. He's resumed performing live with the Hollywood Vampires. He paints in his London studio. He writes music, meditates, avoids crowds. His public presence is now curated, measured. There are no random interviews, no chaotic rants. Everything about him screams, "I'm in control now." But underneath all that polish is a man who's still healing. Depp has been open about his chaotic childhood, his abusive mother, his distant father. The way music became his escape, the way fame distorted the things he loved, and the way, for a while, he lost himself in it all. In many ways, this transformation wasn't about becoming someone new. It was about finally becoming who he really was. Without the masks, without the characters, without the chaos. He's 61, and he's never looked more dangerous. Johnny Depp was supposed to be over. Blacklisted, canceled, dismissed. But somehow, against all odds, he didn't just return. He evolved. He dropped the weight, changed his style, changed his face. He transformed his body, his mind, and maybe even his soul. What we're seeing now isn't just an actor making movies again. It's a man who clawed his way back from the brink, who lost everything, money, friends, reputation, and rebuilt piece by piece in silence. He doesn't need to shout anymore. His presence speaks for itself. The man who once stumbled through scandals is now standing tall in tailored suits, piercing lenses, and a gaze that says, "I know exactly who I am now." But the big question is the world ready for this new Johnny Depp? Will he reclaim Jack Sparrow? Or has he outgrown the character that once defined him? Let us know in the comments. Should Depp return to Pirates of the Caribbean? Or is it time for a new chapter entirely? Either way, one thing's clear. Johnny Depp didn't disappear. He just became someone else.